Welcome back to Crawford-Clark Close-Up and our reviews of the two Mamma Mia films to date. We've dug out the flares and recently reviewed the 2008 original based off the ever-popular stage show and ABBA's brilliant music back catalogue, and now it's time to see how a return to the same cast and characters and some new fresh faces thrown into the mix will fare against its predecessor. Here We Go Again begins with Amanda Seyfried's Sophie thanking ABBA for their music as she sat in the newly refurbished Hotel Belladonna, writing invites to her three fathers to the grand opening of the hotel on the island. She's also inviting her grandmother. We'll come to that later. Let's get this out there right away. If you're coming into this film a fan of the first but you're expecting Meryl Streep in every scene, you'll be sorely disappointed in that respect. However, the focus of the narrative this time around is to look back at Streep's Donna Sheridan from the moment she graduates from Oxford in 1979 up to the point where she meets the three different men who will later take responsibility for a third each of her daughter Sophie. The star of the show is undoubtedly Lily James, who is one of the brightest young faces in show business these days, and she's clearly studied Streep's mannerisms and embedded them in her interpretation to portray the younger, bold and brassy Carpe Diem Donna. From the rousing rendition of When I Kiss the Teacher, which actually improves on the original from ABBA to kickstart the story, up to her vocals on the emotional My Love, My Life towards the end of the film, James is a marvel in the role and interacts brilliantly with the younger versions of Pierce Brosnan's Sam, played by Jeremy Irvin, Colin Firth's Harry, played by Hugh Skinner, and most especially Stellan Skarsgård's Bill, played by Josh Dillon. All three men in question also portray the younger versions of the three dads fantastically, and all get their musical numbers to shine. From an elaborately staged Waterloo in a Parisian restaurant to the best rendition aside from the original of Knowing Me, Knowing You, which is pitch perfect in the film, with the uplifting Why Did It Have to Be Me thrown into the mix for good measure. In fact, the biggest concern for me pre-sitting down to watch this sequel was how many different ABBA songs that they didn't use in the first film have they got left for this one? The answer is a good 95% of the music choices this time around are all new. That's to say that some tracks probably won't be instantly recognisable to the casual ABBA fans, but they all work seamlessly in the story. Andante Andante is young Donna begging young Sam not to let her down. I've Been Waiting for You is a beautiful ballad about love and loss, and My Love, My Life is one of the most emotional songs ever written. You'll be pleased to know that unlike some of the numbers in the first film, there's nothing in this film to make you cringe. From Dancing Queen to Mamma Mia, from One of Us to Super Trooper, there isn't a single number that you can single out as weak in this film, which is an achievement in itself. Couple that with the emotional weight of the story and the fact that every returning member of the principal cast ups their game from the previous film, and you've got a winner of a sequel. Credit must also be given here to the other two young cast members playing young Dame Julie Walters and Christine Baranski as well. Alexa Davies and Jessica Keenan-Wynn provide great humour to proceedings and capture the essence of both characters in their youth perfectly. The two standout emotional moments come in the final act of the film as Sophie joins the Dynamos for a rendition of I've Been Waiting for You, and Amanda Seyfried has vocally never sounded better than she does on this song. But it's My Love, My Life, combining the christening of two children at the end of the film, that packs the biggest emotional punch. If you're not wiping away even a smidgen of moisture from the side of your eyes in this scene, I don't know what to say. It's a beautiful sequence with wonderful cinematography from Robert D. Yeoman and direction from Ol Parker, who does a sterling job throughout in keeping everything afloat. There's something more vibrant about this sequel than the original, and the camera is much more fluid this time around. You'd be forgiven, knowing that this film comes in part from the pen of rom-com master Richard Curtis, for thinking going in that this sequel would just turn you into a blubbering mess. And yes, while it has its emotional moments and contains bigger themes around love and acceptance than its predecessor, this is still a bloody funny romp. It has Cher playing Meryl Streep's mother and belting out both Fernando, one of ABBA's finest, and Super Trooper, for God's sake. What more could you want from this kind of film? This reviewer came out of the cinema with a big smile, knowing that this sequel was a million times better than its predecessor. This film has heart, energy, a stellar cast, brilliantly woven songs into the narrative, and stunning locations again. This time Croatia doubles for Greece. This is just the kind of film we all need to see to escape the dreary world we live in for 2 hours of singing, dancing and talent. From Crawford-Clark Close-Up, I'm so pleased to be saying, don't miss Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Alrighty then.
So, have you seen the film? How do you think it compares to the mighty 2008 original? If you like this review, please subscribe to our channel. You can find Crawford-Clark Close-Up on Facebook and Twitter, and you can drop us an email with suggestions for the future of the channel, crawfordclarkcloseup@gmail.com. Stay tuned to the channel as we've got reviews coming up shortly for the soon-to-be-released Christopher Robin, as well as reviews of some classic films. We'll also be bringing you our retrospective of David Tennant's time as the Doctor as we continue our monthly look back over Doctor Who. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the great content coming up. Until next time, thanks for watching, and that's a wrap.